Hey everybody, so I'm going to be sharing what my bedroom looks like today because I did some decorating, moved some stuff around, moved my bed, put up my desert background that I used to have in my old house in my dining room. I put it in the back of my bed so it looks like it's a huge window. Let's get to it. So coming in, guys, you're going to see a desk. This desk is my son's, but I'm babysitting it. And inside those drawers are nothing but DVDs and some VHSs that I decided to use this as my storage for the movies because I don't have any other storage. I don't have any more room for shelves, so that became perfect for that. And on top of that is my TV. It's not a big TV, but it does what it needs to, and I'm good with that. I got my perfumes here in the corner, the remote, the two little froggy Halloween prints that I made last year, my little kitty cat. My son actually gave me that. I have these cute little fish made out of glass that actually have little fish within the fish. Aren't they cute? And these were my mother's, and she gave them to me eons ago, so I've had them all this time. But I thought they were so precious, and since I'm doing the Sea Witch Halloween theme, it's perfect. I've got my little picture here of Jesus, and don't anybody judge me for that. I know. I know. But it was an old picture that I had when my son used to be a little boy, and so it just remained here. I put this little tea set here only because I didn't have no other place to put it, and I didn't want to stash it and accidentally break some little handle off of one of the teacups, so I just left it here for now. And look, it's got little fake chocolate gingerbreads and some candy. Isn't it cute? Okay, so here's my shelf. Now, I had done up these shelves a while back, but I had to move them from where they originally were. When I first moved here, I moved them, and then I redecked them. So you're going to see flowers, a hat, a silhouette, the pumpkin. I think I might sell that, but I think I might put the candy apples in the hot pink one and keep the green jack-o'-lantern because I like it. I put some of my favorite books back here. I got Edgar Allan Poe, by the way. The first two are his things. Oh my God, why isn't this thing clear? I don't know. But anyway, it's not focusing correctly. Oh, look. Look. It's my little raccoon. And I've got some more perfume bottles here. And these are the boxes that the latest perfumes from Guess came in. Really nice. Here's Bunny. Hi. And I have my old DVD player and CD player. Here, I still need to hook it up so I can watch my movies. My old typewriter is right back there. My old radio, which works like awesome. I managed to just find a spot for it here for now. I don't even know where else to put it. I have no wall space, guys, and I have no room for shelves. Like, seriously. I have all this artwork still on the floor. Don't know what to do with it, but it's going to have to stay there. And I've got these other two here. And then I've got a few stashed in between the shelves here. My record collection is partly there. This is my sewing stuff in case I need to sew something together. Art supplies. Here's my record collection. That box back there, and this crate has all my records. Oh my gosh. And I've got my stands here. An old art piece I did back when I was on MySpace. I kid you not. It would be cool to put this back on MySpace. I did it inspired by a friend named Dante, who was an emo, and he was an awesome person, and yeah, but he had health issues, and he told me about them, and well, I don't know if he's still around or not, but he loved this art piece. And the funny thing that he said when I asked him, but so what do you think about it? And mind you, I was just starting out, and you know what he said? He said it was a warm feeling kind of picture. Warm. So I was like, okay. You know, I don't know much about the sea. I never lived by it, but I took his word for it. That's what he said, that it was a very warm picture. And I love that. And up here, I've got my little Halloween tree. I'm going to bypass my Rob's picture so y'all will get to see what he actually looks like. But this is a younger picture, back when he was, I guess, in his 20s. So, yeah. But he's got his artwork up there. And that was the last piece of art that he did up there, that dragon, that sleeping dragon. So that one has special meaning He actually drew Japanese glass balls, as you can see, because he knew I liked them a lot. This was him. He looked, of course, older because he was 36 when he passed, but this was like taken in his 20s. So that's what he looked like, kind of, sort of, when he had his hair cut real short. But he was a sweet guy, loved him so much, and he was just an amazing person. So there you go. And let me see. So I'm going to, look, I got a new, well, the curtain that I used to use in my old bedroom with the stars and all that, I put it here. I hooked it up between these two curtains, of course, because I like the print on there, because it kind of goes with the print on my bed. See? Kind of, sort of. It doesn't exactly match, but it's still in gold, and it's stars and the sun and the moon and all that. So, yeah. And then I have this garland. I've had it for a few years as well. I got it at the same time I got that curtain. The bedding, my quilt is new. My son actually got that for me. And so here's the corner of my bed. So I moved I'm going to scoot over this way. I moved my frames that I had put together years ago with the DUNE theme with the double moons in the back here, because it fit better, near my bed. So I finally got it to where it should have been, and I decked it out with a little bit of Halloween. I put up the brand new clock here. I was going to put it in the patio, but it's been so extremely hot, and then the weather, if it gets any worse, it's going to move it around, probably knock it off the wall or something, you never know. And also, it might damage the inside. I'm not quite sure if it's cardboard or if it's metal. Either way, I don't want to get water in it, So I left it inside. I left it here. I figured it would go great with what other stuff I got. So I moved my stereo. I can play it now. I got room for another plug-in, so I can put lights up in here, which is something I want to do. But the lights are in the storage outside in the patio, and I keep forgetting to get them in the morning, and it's too hot to be out there right now. But I moved my stereo over here, decked it out with a few things. My blue, let me scoot over this way. I'm going to go around my bed here. My faux mushrooms. Got some little frogs here. Welcome to our garden, it says. Here's the stereo. Here's my headpiece. Isn't it gorgeous? It's a headband, guys. And I bought this at an antique store. This lady makes them, and I'm not quite sure how much I paid for it, but it was a little pricey, but I can see why. I mean, look at that. It's got rhinestones. It's got cute little gems all over it, and the blue roses. Are you kidding me? So I had to have that. I have the ship going on here because, again, the sea witch theme, right? So I brought Rob's sand dollars. These are real sand dollars that he had gotten from his uncle years and years ago. I've got my black crow feathers because of the witch thing, and he brought these from Japan, and he actually gave them to me in a box. They were so pretty. They're so pretty, and they're so big too. And I have a candle here, which I will not use. Okay, I will not burn it. No, not here. And so look, I was able to put my curtains back all by my little self. I struggled, and I'm sure the neighbors heard me banging and screwing the screws. But I had taken down these curly Q hooks from my old bathroom because they were actually a part of a gun rack that Rob's stepdad had given us. We never used the gun rack, of course, and I wanted to bring them, not leave them behind. They are iron, they're wrought iron, so they're so pretty, and they went perfect here. So I had to kind of judge, right, from the top of the ceiling or the edge of the ceiling to how low they were going to drape, and they still draped pretty low. So I bunched them up to look like this, ballooned them up, right, so that they wouldn't be touching the floor. But here's the background. Isn't it gorgeous? Well, let me go over my beautiful curtains first. Aren't they gorgeous? They're made out of like silk and very fancy, heavy satin, I guess. I don't know. It's just gorgeous. And silver. Look at all that. Look at all the details on these things. Yeah, gorgeous, right? So I got these. Well, Rob had ordered them for me. We were looking for them before he passed away, And we found these, and I fell in love with them because I do love silver. I like gold too, but silver seems to be more my color. So, and it came with the ties. We bought these ties separate. They're baby blue. They're so pretty. But again, the pearls with a C, right? So Dune. So Dune, if you read the books, not only does it just have sand all over the place, but there were some locations in the story where they had, gems, right? The sapphires, the emeralds, the rubies, the pearls, the diamonds, but they also had these other gems in the ocean, and they would go like fish for them. There's a story where they were like these fishermen, and they would go and like scout the areas out in the ocean, looking for them, but they had to be careful of these sea monsters. It's so cool. And yes, I have not ironed out my my background, so thus the lines going through it. But you know what? I don't care. It's not what people are really going to be looking at anyway. But look, it goes perfect behind my bed. Yes, I still have my little single bed, because I just didn't want to spend the money on another bed. I'm not in any hurry for anything. So, and the little sunflower "You Are My Sunshine" pillow, I got 2 of them at Hobby Lobby, and these other 2 yellow ones also from Hobby Lobby. Because, well, the "You Are My Sunshine" was a song that Rob and I used to sing to each other all the time, and I've always liked it. I don't sing it the way it's meant to be sung, and it's a very short little clip, and I mixed up the words. It's not the original wording. So, yeah. And so that's what it looks like. Isn't it pretty? But there's the coverlet, and then here is my little white witch little cloak. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a little throw, a cute, very pretty linen, what do you call these? Wraps, I guess. It's like a wrap, but it's got these really pretty sleeves and bottom to it. It's really pretty. Yeah, very flowy. And on my little nightstand, which is an antique table that Rob and I have bought, I have my makeup box down there full of makeup, my trash can with my wonderful fly swatter, because I have to have a fly swatter. Sometimes you have your occasional fly in here, or other little flying bugs, yeah. My water, my little flashlight, my little touch lamp that Frank and my son actually got me, my 2 little music boxes that Rob had given me. The top one is the "You Are My Sunshine," and then the second one is the House Moving Castle theme. So I play them. They're so pretty. I'll do a video on those later. And my little clock. And then I've got my little carry wagon thingy here that I've used for our shows and stuff. And I'm so glad that I got that, because I really needed it. So then over here I have Rob's beautiful little chilero birds. They eat little peppers. Yeah, and I love that. I watched him actually draw that and work on it, and it was really something to watch him work. I have this little old trick-or-treat sign, and then I have Rob's prize winner trophy stippling here. Beautiful, of my late grandma's kitchen, his rendition of it, and then his rendition of my dream of my grandpa killing a rattlesnake to protect me. So I use that as a good omen, like a protection over myself, right? And then here I just have some of his stuff, and that little tub has a bunch of manga in it. So yeah, I need to figure out where to put those. Those ornaments came from Frank. He got them for me for Christmas one time, and so I do use them. I'm just not using them yet. And then my bat. This is my little closet, but it's a deep closet. You don't want to look in there, okay? The boogeyman doesn't even know what to do with himself in there, okay? So he doesn't even bother me. Some of my artwork here. I think I've shown you all that. I'm not sure. And yeah, I got this area more or less drained out. Those 2 tubs down there have my writings. That has like photographs and important documents and, just stuff, random stuff, right? One of Rob's paintings was this Kenshin, and he did that in art class. Really, really cool. And my sewing box that was my grandma's is underneath that blue rose knitted thing that my mother had made. My rabbit, it's a big bunny. His guitar, electric guitar. And then I've just got some random other stuff here, notebooks. Under there is all of my writings that I really, really treasure. And this was his little chair, but I'm keeping this as an emergency toilet because you just never know, Diane. You never know. I've had to actually use that. Like when we had toilet problems and they would take like days to get it fixed or whatever. That came in handy, let me tell you. So I kept that. So that's it. Oh, and I have a little picture here on top of my switches of an old Halloween card. And of course I got my little froggy there. And those are the feathers that I showed you that I painted. The ones that came from Japan. And of course I got my jellyfish. I really like that picture because it's made out of paper towels. And then I just actually drew that out of how the paper towels were put on there with the ridges and the bumps and the lumps and all that. And that's what I came up with. Isn't it cool? That was totally experimental and it came out so awesome. And then of course I got my amethyst mountain here. And the blue roses. I took the inspiration from a piece of amethyst that my late husband had and came up with the mountain idea. And then the blue roses is all me. I love blue roses. And we both actually, we had planned on getting married. Like we got married, right? But we never had a wedding. And we had wanted to have blue roses at our wedding, but it never happened. We bought the artificial flowers, but we didn't ever get to use them. So I used them all the time during all the holidays, and I still have them. Actually, you know, what did I do with the bouquet? Oh, I think I might have put it in the closet. But I have a huge bouquet that I put together. And this piece right here, my son actually did that when he was in college. Isn't it pretty? Yep. So there it is, guys. Isn't it pretty? I think it's really nice now. It feels more like home. And I want to put some orange lights maybe on the window or in the window and over the curtains, you know, up there where the hooks are. So we'll see what happens. So I'll let y'all know. Let y'all see it maybe later. Maybe I'll give you all a night view. So, anywho, till next time, guys, y'all take care. Know that I love ya. Bye-bye.